Oh, hi guys, in this video we're going to look at the Bluebeam project, which has been kicking around for a number of decades. I believe it was first tested by the US government in very third world island nations, whereby some of their gods would be speaking to them from the heavens and they'd be seeing visions and so on, and in actual fact it was this Bluebeam project. But those prophecy what would you say, students of prophecy, they're definitely not prophets or prophetesses, but they say that the UFOs are just part of the Bluebeam project, and there's no such thing as anti-gravity ships, and no such thing as gravity, and there's just a flat Earth, and there's just us and God, and some invisible beings that they call, demons, and that's about it. But in fact, the universe is a far bigger place than. It's mind-blowing actually how big it is. And also there are creatures that the Bible talks about that are hybrid. So what's actually going to happen in this fake second coming is a real alien invasion, not a fake alien invasion, but a real, in fact, fallen angelic, but mostly Nephilim invasion. In other words, it will be creatures with advanced light craft, and they will come from the heavens all over the world. They'll be seen in every city in the world, which the Lord has already shown me will happen many years ago. And it'll be accompanied with this Bluebeam project where people will be hearing the name of Jesus in their own language. So if you're in Spain, if you're in Russia, wherever you are, you'll hear sort of a voice and you'll think it's God and God's angels coming. And rather quite a few UFOs will linger after the initial event. The initial event might take an hour, a few hours or so, and then these UFOs will linger over every city on Earth. Not unlike Independence Day, except you won't see the big massive ones as what we saw on Independence Day. I believe the big massive motherships will stay up there in the second heaven. So there we see the satellites. Again, Flat Earther says no satellites, but they're actually used in the Bluebeam project. So how can you have it both ways? They say, well, there's no such thing as satellites, and yet they'll talk to you as if they know everything about the Bluebeam project, and yet they're actually projected from satellites. The actual images that are projected in this, as well as all the sound, will come from technology which is in heaven around our Earth, implemented by the Antichrist. Okay, so a lot of people have seen cities in the clouds. We've speculated about could well be something to do with the Large Hadron Collider. On the other hand, it could just be the Bluebeam project projecting things into the clouds, because there's been a definite shift within the dimensions since the CERN project really started kicking in. There's no doubt about that. But on the other hand, you'll get the odd Bluebeam project test, just different parts of the world, and a lot of them would be on use for us to decide which is which. Is it an interdimensional shift? Is it actual real beings coming through from a different dimension? Is it Nephilim beings coming up from the oceans and their underground, underwater bases? Or is it images and sounds being projected from the heavens by this Bluebeam project, which seems to have been in place for decades, just waiting on, around this time, where it's really going to be used for the final great deception. So again, sorry to deflate all the flat earthers again, and God bless you. As long as you keep humble and keep prayerful, your flat earth theory, I don't think, is going to spoil anybody's salvation, including yourself, as long as you don't think you know it all. And that's the most important thing. Here we see, that one over China that was quite just there on the top left. It just happened a few years ago. Could well have been the Bluebeam Project. Images of Christ, images of Mary. A lot of these are demonic apparitions as well. But again, you know, I guess it's in the eye of the beholder at the end of the day. I guess it would feel as if you're in a sort of a 3D movie when this Bluebeam Project kicks in. It'll feel as if you're in a movie. That's what it'll feel like. I don't think there'll be that much supernatural activity going on, except from maybe later on there will be. But initially it'll just be like a movie. For those with discernment, for those with the mind of fear, you know, that are just believe everything they see, they'll be demented. They'll be running around screaming, "Oh, this is an invasion! What do we do?" But those of us that actually know our God, know our King, know not to believe all the false prophecies that we hear, will remain calm, and it's probably even quite. I'm not saying we'll be sitting laughing, but you know, it's going to be quite a stressful time, I'd imagine. But if you can chuckle a bit, you know, there's no harm in that, because we know really what these guys are up to. Many of us do anyway. So this video's been helpful. Are these Bluebeam Project tests? Yeah, absolutely.